This is Matthew of Another World Terraria, where I teach and inspire you on the topics of rare plants and artistic nature displays. For this video, I challenged myself to pick my 15 favorite plants from 2023. From the rare, to the weird, and the beautiful, let's check out the plants I obsessed over the most last year. Begonia quadrialata subspecies nimbaensis. From the spectacular forests of Mount Nimba in tropical Africa comes the exquisite and aptly named subspecies nimbaensis. This endangered gem, forming graceful clumps 5 to 10 inches tall, thrives in moisture and humidity near water sources. The leaves, stunningly accentuated by reddish veins set against bright green, are sometimes contrasted by vibrant yellow flowers. Disterigma campii. Known only from a few locations in the cloud forests of Ecuador, this tiny beauty is extremely rare and endangered. The fine overlapping stems are covered in 1/4 inch leaves, a warm pink or peach color when young, turning vibrant green with age. Dangling epiphytically from mossy branches in the haven of the misty forest, this magical shrub creates a delicate cascading blanket of foliage. On occasion, it delights with tiny, delicate white flowers tucked inconspicuously amid the leaves. Tillandsia petraea. Here's a botanical gem from the rocky hillsides of El Oro, Ecuador. This 12-inch tall, yet surprisingly stout plant is capable of withstanding powerful wind on exposed slopes. Its tightly cupped leaves hold precious rainwater, and robust roots latch onto rocks, helping it survive the harsh conditions of its mountainous habitat. Typically inhabiting high elevations, it enjoys cool temperatures and frequent mist. Vriesea botafogensis. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil comes this distinctive bromeliad with a chunky, bulbous shape. Textured a bit like leather, the foliage is grayish-green and has maroon flecks. The strongly curled leaves are tightly clasped to form an urn which stores water, useful in the exposed rocky cliffs this plant calls home. Unidentified Oxalis species. This peculiar rarity originates from the cool and breezy high-elevation cloud forests of the Ecuadorian Andes. Standing about 10 inches tall, it has succulent stems, dark green foliage revealing maroon undersides, and a soft, fuzzy texture. Possibly a new and undescribed species, it has pure lemon yellow flowers without markings, which is unusual for the genus. Tillandsia duratii, Rio Grande. Here's a wacky plant which, although found near Rio Grande, Bolivia, looks like something from an alien planet. Usually, duratii are prehensile, bending their leaves backward to latch onto branches, but the distinguishing feature of this oddball from Rio Grande is the foliage which sticks out sideways. Currently 20 inches tall and showing no signs of stopping, only time will tell if it'll match the record-holding giant clone, which can grow to an astonishing 6 feet long. Begonia hoehneana. Holding a place on my list of all-time favorite plants, this diminutive marble from Brazil reaches only 3 inches in height. In its natural environment, it forms charming clumps by creeping over shaded, moist rocks. When grown in low light, the tiny, hairy leaves reveal a captivating iridescence. Unidentified fern species, silver. This fern, with a gracefully arching shape, is equal parts elegant and mysterious. It steals the show with its unusual coloration, which morphs throughout the day from light green to whitish green. The most amazing aspect, and the cherry on top, is the dazzling reflective sheen revealed at different viewing angles. It currently measures in at 20 inches tall and still growing. With no solid leads on an ID, for now this fantastic fern remains a puzzle. Tillandsia fragrans. This lovely bromeliad, with stiff leaves that span up to 20 inches, thrives in the high elevation cloud forests and paramo habitat of Colombia and Ecuador. In typical bromeliad fashion, it cradles rainwater in a central reservoir. However, somewhat unique for a rainforest bromeliad is its ability to absorb mist through delicate scales on its leaves, ensuring survival in its foggy home even in drier months. The leaves, with a pretty reddish center, blending out to pale green, and the unusual grayish-brown base, complete the picture of this cloud forest jewel. Aechmea recurvata variety ortgiesii. Found in South Brazil, this absurdly cute and chunky-looking bromeliad makes its home among boulders on rocky slopes. Despite measuring in at an elfin 5 inches tall, this little treasure is unexpectedly resilient. Short, sharply toothed leaves, green with a contrasting purplish-black base, form a bottle shape which is capable of storing a small amount of water for dry spells. Nautilocalyx pemphidius. Found clinging to mossy trees and boulders only in the forests of Venezuela is this shade-loving stunner. Its leaves, a gorgeous combination of green and bronze, have a mind-blowing bumpy surface, botanically known as a bullate texture. In ideal conditions, clusters of dainty, pure white flowers appear close to the base, contrasting the dark foliage in a way that can't be missed. Tillandsia bulbosa. Occupying a broad range across tropical America is this bizarre freak of nature which barely resembles a plant. Many are familiar with this bromeliad, a classic since the early days of the Tillandsia hobby, but few know of the various forms. For example, the adorable miniature form from Brazil, which maxes out at a mere 3 inches, the Guatemalan form at around 5 inches, the giant form from Belize, which is a relative monstrosity at up to 15 inches or more in size, and the Forma alba from Costa Rica, an oddball which produces a yellow inflorescence with white flowers, in contrast to the typical red and purple of other forms. Begonia henrilaportei. This unusual and graceful begonia unfortunately hangs in the balance as a critically endangered species. A single small group of plants clinging to existence in Masoala National Park in Madagascar is the only known population. In the shade of the forest and the humidity of a nearby stream, their pink creeping stems and elegantly long serrated leaves form draping carpets over moist rocks. Vriesea flammea. Here's a fun little plant which clings to trees and rocks in the moist Atlantic forests of Brazil. Standing only 6 inches tall, this bromeliad has a relatively huge water storage capacity for its size due to the arrangement of many leaves with bulging sheaths. The foliage, with nicely colored bases of brownish purple blending up to a dull green blade, has delightfully wavy edges and charming purple spots. On special stems called stolons, this plant bears cute baby plants as it spreads into compact clumps. Tillandsia paleacea. This quirky plant hails from the sandy deserts and rocky scrublands of Peru. It's able to carve out an existence in this harshly xeric environment due to the fuzzy layer of silver hairs known as trichomes. These interesting structures serve the dual purposes of shielding the plant from sun and heat, as well as hydrating it in the absence of rain by absorbing mist and dew. A multitude of fantastic forms have evolved across its range, for example, a nano form scarcely 2 inches tall, a larger type growing up to a foot or more, and a gracefully slender form informally known as flocka. For more amazing botanical treasures, check out my favorite plants of 2022 video. If you enjoy my videos, please consider giving them a like and join Team Terraria by subscribing now. Remember to click the bell so you'll get notified when I post new content.